Welcome everyone to Crictalk with me, your host Ali Hemraj on Unity TV. We are going to be looking at some amazing moments in cricket in the past week and having a rundown of some of the games so you are not left stranded at the water cooler at work with nothing to talk about like this guy. Right now, almost every cricketer in the world is glued watching this tournament. You can tell which household watches it, as you should hear this sound almost constantly. Yes, we are talking about the Indian Premier League. We will not be covering all the games the past week, but I am going to cover two of those games which had some very good plays. Match 25, Rising Pune Super Giants versus the Gujarat Lions. The visitors won the toss and put the Rising Pune Super Giants into bat. Opener Rahane did not waste too much time finding the boundary in the second ball of the innings. Aussie captain Steve Smith joined Rahane at number 3 and became the only 7th Australian in the IPL to register a century. Smith and Rahane held a massive partnership which saw Rahane reach the half-century milestone as well. Youngster and mystery bowler Shival Kaushik had the Australian captain bowled in the 10th over for 41, but was then found to have just barely overstepped the bowling crease. Smith returned to dispatch and free hit delivery for 6 right behind the bowler's head, only to add salt to the wound. Dhoni chipped in with a 30-run cameo and the team finished with 195 from their allotted 20. As the Lions came into bat, openers Dwayne Smith and Brendan McCullum were once again the source of the Lions' successful run chase as they wielded their willows from the first over. The pair took full advantage of the power play overs, scoring 72 runs. McCullum smashed 2 sixes and 5 boundaries for his 43 before falling in the 9th over. Smith went on to reach his 50 milestone and was finally dismissed by a beautiful Yorker by Pereira on 63 from 51 balls that included 1 maximum and 9 boundaries. The Lions still needed 80 runs from 9 overs, but a 51-run stand between Captain Raina and Dinesh Karthik ensured that the scoring momentum was not lost. The match headed for a close run chase with Karthik being dismissed in the 17th over. Bravo and Jadeja were walking back almost right after each other in the 19th over. Needing 9 off the last over saw more drama as 2 more wickets tumbled. However, birthday boy James Faulkner lived up to his reputation as the finisher and ensured he saw the Lions pass the finish line in the last ball of the innings, leaving the Lions winning by 3 wickets. The Pune Super Giants has been a revolving door lately for its overseas players, with KP, Duplessis, and Mitch Marsh already sidelined due to injuries, and now Centurion Steve Smith is on his way back to Australia due to a wrist injury. Match 28, Gujarat Lions versus the Kings 11 Punjab. Now the Lions take on the Kings at home, and then put Kings 11 Punjab into bat after winning the toss. They were off to a solid start with new captain Murli Vijay and fellow opener Marcus Stoinis scoring at a brisk rate. They did well in the power play and had the team at about 59 for 0 at the 6th over mark, laying a perfect platform for a potential team score of 180. However, the Kings had a different story in mind, and it all started when Ravindra Jadeja had Stoinis stumped for 27. Mystery bowler Shival Kaushik again took center stage and had Sean Marsh caught for 1, followed by making a big show of the big show himself, Glenn Maxwell, getting him caught behind for a duck. Some amazing fielding from the Lions had Kings 11 Punjab at 74 for 4 in the 9th over. Captain Murli steadied the ship, and eventually the team managed a below par score of 154 all out. Dwayne Smith and Brendan McCullum opened batting for the Lions, with Smith wasting no time and dispatching the ball for a 4 and a 6 in the very first over. McCullum did not seem to be as subtle as Smith and was eventually bowled by Mohit Sharma. This is when the Lions made a mess of what was to be a simple run chase, losing regular wickets in small intervals and never being able to consolidate a partnership to hold the innings together. But the star of the day was to be young Akshar Patel, who first had Smith caught at the boundary for 15 in the 7th over. Now, he went on to take a hat-trick, the first of the IPL 2016, first getting Dinesh Karthik bowled for 2, following it up by shattering Wayne Bravo's stumps for a duck in the last 2 balls of the same 7th over. He came back in the 11th over and had Ravindra Jadeja caught behind first ball to complete his hat-trick. That was the nail in the coffin, and from then on, it was a mammoth ask, even from the finisher himself, James Faulkner. In the end, the Kings 11 Punjab had just tamed the Lions in their own den and managed to break their own record with their first win after 3 consecutive losses. In other news, the revolving doors of superstars leaving the IPL is just insane, especially for the Rising Pony Supergiants, whose players can't seem not to get injured. With KP, Duplessis and Mitch Marsh succumbing to their injuries, now in form Australian captain Steve Smith has also been ruled out due to a nagging wrist injury. From outside the IPL, the Pakistan Cricket Board's new chief selector Inzamam ul-Haq has wasted no time in axing self-proclaimed selfie king Amr Shahzad and former T20 captain Afridi, along with out-of-form Umar Akmal. Now, Inzamam has also made fitness a priority for the players to be considered for selection. That's interesting, coming from someone who was always on the bigger side for the majority of his career. However, he had worked real hard on his fitness towards the end. So, question of the day: should Afridi have been dropped from selection? Yay or nay? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so make sure you like and post your comments below. We shall address that next week when we return, and I will read out some of your comments on air. So do make sure you post your comments below. Also, feel free to connect with me by email at crictalk@unitv.com. That's all we have time for this week. I am your host Ali Hemraj for Crictalk on UniTV, and make sure to catch us next week, same time, same place, for more Crictalk. I shall leave you all with Brendan McCullum proving that Kiwis can actually fly.